Hello and good day. My name is Mr. Roberts. I'm going to be your instructor for this section of quantitative reasoning, summer of 2026. So if you log into Folio, you should see our course home page. So we're going to kick off with a little tour of how to navigate Folio and the resources, assignments, and etc. So you're seeing the home page here, and you will see announcements posted at the home page. Now, at the time of this recording, there are no announcements, but when you log in, you'll see an announcement for attendance verification. So you want to make sure to complete that immediately, otherwise you may or may not get dropped from the course before you even begin. But I will also post important announcements here on the home page. But besides that, there's only two buttons you really need to worry about on Folio, and that's content and grades are really the only two sections on Folio you need to pay attention to. Grades is fairly self-explanatory. Anytime you want to check your grades, just click on the grades button. You will see it there. As for content, all the course content is under the content button, so just click content. Now I'm trying to set this up to be very easy to navigate. So you'll see folders here on the side, including that attendance verification, which you want to complete is the very first thing you do in the class. If you want, maybe not a bad idea to go ahead and pause the video right now and complete your attendance verification immediately, and then come back to this video when you've done your attendance verification. Below that, you will find the course materials and resources. So you'll find a copy of the syllabus here, a copy of the textbook. You do not need to purchase the textbook. It is available free of charge right here. And then a link to virtual tutoring provided from the Master Center and how to set that up, which is free of charge. You've already paid with it via your tuition. So that's how you would set up your virtual tutoring. Let's go and take a look at the syllabus very briefly. So you can pull up the syllabus here. You'll see my contact information. The best way to contact me is via your GSU student email to the email address listed here, which I'm highlighting right here. That is just my name at georgiasouthern.edu. This is the best way to contact me. You can go ahead and try via my office phone number, but I'm probably not at my office to answer. And again, with this being a asynchronous remote, online class, I won't really be at my office that much, but that is where it's located. So you want to go ahead and carefully read through this course syllabus. I'm going to scroll on down. There's a list of the materials you'll need. You will need a scientific calculator, some device with internet access, and note-taking materials. And you'll see the grading policy. So you can see what the weights are here. Please note that there is a proctored final exam at the conclusion of the course. You cannot take the final exam at home. You have to take it at a testing center. So do be aware that there is a final exam that is comprehensive at the conclusion of the course. You cannot take it at home. You have to travel to a testing center. It does require some form of face-to-face proctoring. So live, face-to-face proctoring. You can either take that final exam with me free of charge at the Armstrong campus in Savannah, or you can take it with GSU Testing Services at any one of their campuses, or you could take it at a non-Georgia Southern University testing center, but know that you'll have to fill out a little bit of paperwork and get approval from GSU Testing Services to do that. We'll come back to the final exam in a bit, but there's a layout of the course syllabus. So kind of going back to course content. Let it load. I will be setting it up by weeks. So if you look here, you'll see week 1. This is all the things you need to do for the first week of the class between May 18th and May 24th. So the first thing you'll notice is a course policy quiz. And basically, you're just going to do these things from top to bottom. So the course policy quiz is just a quiz. Now, it hasn't opened yet. It will open up on May 18th. And you'll go ahead and start it and complete it. Note that a lot of these quizzes you will have unlimited attempts. So if you have unlimited attempts, that means you can keep redoing the assignment up until the due date. Now, this course policy quiz is just over the syllabus we were just looking at a few moments ago. So you can have that open in a separate tab and do the course policy quiz. And then if we go on down, you'll see final exam registration info. So this is just outlining all of your options for the final exam. You can take it with me for free. You can pay GSU Testing Services. The cost is $20, in which case you'll take it with them at the Savannah campus, the Statesboro campus, or the Liberty campus. You just have to schedule it with them, or you can go ahead and pay to take it off campus, and all the links for the forms you'd have to fill out are listed here. So that's more information for where you'll take your final exam. And I want you to go ahead and actually do that at the beginning of the semester. So you will actually complete your final exam registration at the beginning. And then after that, I want you to download the Lockdown browser. You'll need that for your unit exams. So this is a short quiz where you do that. And then you have the first official lecture. So lectures will come in a variety of formats in the course. Some will be built straight into Folio like this. Some will be linked to external videos or files depending on the material being covered. So this one's built straight into Folio. So you'll just read through it and then watch the linked videos. You see linked to videos to watch there. And just kind of read through it and take notes as you go. And you can use the arrows to go from one sub-module to the next. As you see right here, this is Lecture 1.1 Part 2. You can read through it, watch the linked to videos, take notes as you go. You can also access these things from the course content. So there's that Part 1 and Part 2. Or you can use the arrow keys. And then you have the first homework assignment, which is corresponding to Lecture 1.1. So let me go and give you a quick preview of what the homework would look like. Sorry, I gotta switch to instructor view because the homework's not accessible yet. So when you open the homework assignments, you'll get a mixture of multiple choice questions and short answer questions that are tied to the lecture. So, for example, for the short answer questions, you do want to make sure you read the directions carefully here. So the directions here state that you need to round your answer to 2 decimal places. Do not include the unit in your answer. So you don't want to hit any space bars, any blank spaces when you're inputting your answers. So if you think the answer is 7.32, you would type in 7.32 with no spaces, and do not type in any units. You would just type it in just like that. So just make sure you are carefully reading the directions when inputting your answers. For here, it says do not include the unit in your answer. And usually if there's no rounding rules, that's a hint saying that you won't need to round if you do the problem correctly. So again, if you think the answer was 26, you would just type in 26. And that's pretty much it. So for the most part, you will not be inputting the units into your answers. You usually just put in just the number. And anytime you need to round, it will specify to what digit you are supposed to round to. But that is a brief intro to the course. Again, you'll just hit content and just basically do the weekly modules from top to bottom. You can see the other weeks aren't quite unlocked yet. They will become visible as we approach them. And then the final exam will be somewhere between July 13th and July 17th. But if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email. And I hope you have a great first week of the summer semester. Again, please don't hesitate to contact me via email if you have any questions, and have a wonderful day.